The Shrek franchise's aesthetic is a traditional fairy tale mixed with a parody of Disney's fantasy-esque universe. No doubt, right? Like, I really need to tell you that. I mean, everyone knows that Shrek pokes fun at Disney and different fairy tales as a whole. So, however, Shrek's aesthetic is so much more than that. And it's really hard to say what exactly it is. Here's why. In Shrek, you will see your typical fairy tale fare in a fantasy setting that makes it feel as if it takes place largely in Europe's medieval and Renaissance eras, but no exact country, which is really interesting because Mike Myers voiced Shrek in a Scottish accent, but the other characters don't have that same accent, some even just sound American, so Shrek is just in its own fictional country. The Shrek Universe is largely painted in green, brown, white, orange, and a variety of neutral colors. Notice I said largely, as of course there are other colors as well, red, purple, blah blah blah, gray, I guess that's neutral, but you know what I mean. Anyway, but it's these colors that really make Shrek's aesthetic pop, as it is literally painting the world we see in all 4 films. Let's start with Shrek Swamp. We see how all these colors blend well here and make up the world. It's this that makes that strange sort of medievalish flair come through. Everything is just more muted in a soft neutralish brownish coat that makes his home seem so cozy. Notice how his home is beautifully built under the stump of a tree. It's a simple home with an outhouse outside. This is all that Shrek really needs. This is his cozy home that he lives in. Now moving on to the villages in Shrek, we can see the traditional fantasy style village, a windmill in the background and cottages along the cobblestone path. You really need to focus on the colors again and see how subtle that everything is. Sure, the green pops out, but it all just blends so well. I really love to see village scenes like this in Shrek because it is the medieval aesthetic that has this strange captivating draw to me. The Shrek series feels like it is perpetual autumn with squash-like pumpkins always being harvested, as we see these a lot in the Shrek films and even in video games. Just look at Shrek shooting pumpkins at people in the Shrek Swamp Kart Speedway game on the Game Boy Advance. We also have the Shrek 2 video game, where you are fighting pumpkins, literally. And in the films, you have the famous scene of Shrek having dinner, and on his table there is a pumpkin stuffed with worms. And in Shrek 4 The Final Chapter, the witch Giovanna throws a pumpkin bomb at Shrek. This isn't the only fruit, and yes, pumpkin is technically a fruit as it is seed-bearing. But this is not the only fruit that we see in Shrek that feels like we are in a fairy tale. I'm looking at you, Snow White. That's right, apples. Just like I said, Shrek 4 The Final Chapter has the witch throwing a pumpkin bomb. Before that, we actually see an apple smoke bomb being thrown. Also, I think now is the time to say Shrek 4 The Final Chapter has been my biggest influence in making this video. And this thing's just all over the place, but that's cool. Anyway, because as a kid with Christmas money, I went into Toys R Us. Yeah, when we still had a lot of those around. And I bought myself Shrek The Final Chapter. So excited to watch it with my family. It was this film in particular in the Shrek series that stood out to me as I noticed this strange atmospheric draw with the colors and buildings, and yes, of course, fruit, that lended itself to make this medieval type fantasy world stand out among the rest. One part in the film that stands out to me the most is when Shrek's kids are at their birthday party. We see a stage with animatronic characters standing on podiums with literal painted apples on them. And one of the animatronics is literally an apple or a pumpkin, I can't quite tell. We even have apples on balloons, and whatever the animatronic is in the back, it's smacking a tomato or something onto some type of pie or cake with a green apple painted on it. And in Shrek 2, the video game, we even have Little Red throwing apples. And side note, we also have these magic bean things in Shrek 2, the video game, where you can collect them, but they are just so odd looking, they stand out to me in this medieval type flair. And as I keep going on about food, like I'm going crazy, all I can say is the way these things are colored and displayed in the Shrek universe just makes the medieval-esque aesthetic stand out so much more. Which strange I am saying all this feels so medieval-esque, because yes, apples were in Europe since 1500 BC, but pumpkins were not. They weren't even introduced to Europe till late in the Renaissance. This is how Shrek stands out to me among any other fantasy setting, in a film with that medieval flair. And the next time you sit down to watch any of the Shrek films, or even play a Shrek video game, focus on those aspects and be as obsessed with the apples and pumpkins as I am. And before I leave here, here's some bonus apples in Shrek the Final Chapter. Hey, so I'd also like to point out, in the description I will be leaving 2 links. I'm an indie filmmaker with no budget found footage films. If that's your thing, you can go ahead and click those links and watch those. One of my films is on Fossum, the other one is on POV Horror. The one on Fossum you can watch for free with ads. The other one, POV Horror, you either have to have a subscription or rent it for, what is it, I think only 99 cents or something like that. It's really cheap, but hey, if you want to check them out and support me, that would be cool. But subscribe and like the video. I had a Courage retrospective that was supposed to be coming out. Hopefully that'll be coming out soon. I had some copyright claims on that. We'll see what happens. Thanks.